So Zach D Films is probably one of the largest animation channels consistently posting on the internet at this point, having millions of followers across platforms, with YouTube being his largest, but also having extremely large followings on both Instagram and TikTok. And while recently Zach has been getting in hot water, not because he's done anything wrong. No, bold of you to assume that was the case. But instead because the internet is the internet and Twitter is being Twitter, as always. So it has been fair that recently Zach's been posting some definitely more interesting animations. You can tell this by the comment section. Definitely a lot of people are like, Zach needs to chill. Why would someone think about this? But also that's part like just the quirks of his animation. So he used to do more standard ones, but now he's coming up with pretty unique scenarios, which are great for short form content. Like the number of shares and the amount of just like time on my Instagram Explore page that I see him just like all over. So he's killing it. He's doing an excellent job. But let me just say that whenever someone is killing it or whenever someone is doing an excellent job, Twitter will always find a way to have a problem with them. And here are just a couple crazy examples of why Twitter is seething with rage, boiling over with fury, cannot stand Zach D Films anymore. Here's one that's pretty funny in my opinion. So this one reads, Zach D Films casually giving P-word info of how to A people easier. Bro, what? Yeah, so I was so confused when I saw this, because I was like, did Zach D Films make a how to A-word someone tutorial video or something? Like, I'm just absolutely so confused. So I did some digging in the comment section, and allegedly he made a video of like how to break into someone's house. And I'm just like, the reach here is incredible. Like, I mean, I think this person should probably have to go to a doctor to make sure that they didn't permanently strain any muscles with the reach that they were trying to pull off here. Yeah, so essentially it's like if you show someone how to break into someone's house, that sequence of events I just threw up on screen would be easier to do. Which, by the way, like I checked out the video, it's not like anything special. He didn't show some like burglar technique 101 or just something where it's like, oh, I'm going to show you how to do like this secret way to break into someone's house that doesn't exist on the internet and no one could figure it out. And it's a unique new method that I'm going to go patent because it's so genius and new. Like this was just like a very standard, like, you know, break in through the back door. You can do this to do a window. The amount of videos and information online about how to do this, it's all over the place. It's very well known. And just the reach here in this specific situation of just like, well, here's some common information about how to break into a house, which, you know, it's out there for educational purposes. He made into an animation video, therefore that's going to lead to, you know, the sequence of events that person on screen put up there. Dude, it's just Twitter in a nutshell. So there's also been a lot of more tweets and replies around more so his recent content. And once again, believe it or not, I know it's going to be hard to believe, but Twitter is performing a massive reach. So essentially with his more like his newer content, it is a little bit less PG. Like there are some very gross scenarios. There's nothing too bad, but one was like, what happens if you take a rat and put it in a stone cup and crush it up into a meal and ate it? Like, yeah, dude, I'm not going to lie. Like the visuals were kind of like, ew, like that's kind of gross. But also it's just not that deep. I mean, guys, I remember when I was on the internet, like that's when it was like the wild, wild west of videos. You literally see people heads disappearing. Thankfully, I never saw any of that. But you just see the craziest stuff, even on mainstream YouTube. Like the video games that are out there, and I know I'm gonna sound like some like suburban mom who thinks like video games are witchcraft for a second, but there's some like really, really violent games that like kind of made me uncomfortable when I saw them as a kid, but it's also just not that deep. Look, I turned out totally fine. They didn't scar me forever. But there's been a crusade on Twitter recently about like how he needs to be removed and banned off the internet because his videos are too much. Let me just say a couple things really quick. His videos are getting a ton of views on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok because he's been doing a lot of the short form videos recently. Those algorithms are really good about taking down the stuff that isn't, you know, appropriate for the wide audiences. And I'm going to say one thing, there's been a lot of situations with YouTube, with Instagram, where they promote stuff that is genuinely not acceptable. They still promote it. But what I'm trying to say is to that, he's getting hundreds, if not probably billions of views a month. I mean, I'm getting 120 to 150 million views a month on my Instagram page, and he is at least 10 times larger. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was getting over 1 billion, if not several billion views a month. Instagram knows who he is. TikTok knows who he is. I mean, Instagram literally knows who I am. I shouldn't be revealing too much, but been talking to them a little bit recently. You might see something cool. But what I'm trying to say is these sites will not promote content that is not okay to the masses this far at this point with their algorithms. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of times in the past, especially on YouTube, when their algorithms were not as advanced. There's like ElsaGate and stuff like that, where some pretty disturbing content would be promoted pretty far. But here's the thing, all these platforms know if the Wall Street Journal whips up an article about them, that they could lose like 10% of their revenue from ads, and they are not gonna have that happen. And also with the new AI technology, they're just simply getting better and better detecting content that is just not okay. And also, even if this content was like a little bit disturbing to like show to the masses, it's a little disturbing. They're not going to distribute it en masse to people who are like, have preferences that they don't want to see this type of content. And also, at the end of the day, there's significantly worse content being promoted on the internet at the same time. Maybe not exactly to that scale, but some to scale similar to this. The fact that people on Twitter are going crazy over this and trying to cancel him for these videos is kind of ridiculous to me. I mean, the first one, again, like he made a video about a very common topic about stuff that you can see all over. In fact, there's probably plenty of videos on the internet that are showing a much more detailed how to break into a house, how to do this. But his very simple animation video is somehow a problem. And then the absolute reach that it's going to lead to people, assaulting other people. What? Huh? Did I miss something? Like, am I on a different planet? Is Twitter a different planet?